I put it in gear. I'm not going to use gas because lots of people keep saying to me, can you move off without any gas on? Well, you can. It's not ideal, and I don't recommend it for someone. So I'm going to take the handbrake off. I'm in first gear, foot on the clutch, no gas, a little bit of biting point. And the reason people struggle is they need to practice that biting point. So I'm getting towards that biting point and I'm there. And it's just holding it. And it's going to move off. Now, if I move that clutch up a bit more, it'll pick up some speed. And you can see the rev counters struggling below 1,000 revs there. And I'm off the clutch completely and it'll move along. Now, at that point, I'm sure people say, well, I'll go on the gas and it'll move off. It'll pick up the speed, or as I come off the clutch, I'll go on the gas, I'll say. And that's fine. That's their way they want to do it. It's not ideal. Right, so I'm just going to stop the car a second. Now, to do on the hill, there's a lot more gravity pulling backwards, so the clutch is going to struggle more. So I've got the handbrake on for the time being. If I lift towards the biting point with no power, that rev counter, I can see it's not above 1, it's just above half. So it's about 600 revs. So if I take the handbrake off, I need a little bit more biting point because it's struggling there. And I'm just about holding on a hill. Now, people say to me, well, I go clutch gas and then move off on the hill. Well, maybe the car is more forgiving. Maybe you can get away with that. It takes a lot of practice, but for a learner to do that, it's quite hard. And you can see it's struggling. And if I'm lifting off, I've got to go slowly. I can't go fast. If I want to go faster, so my front wheel's gone down drain cover, so it's struggling a bit there. If I'm putting a little bit more clutch on to get out of drain cover, the car's really struggling. It needs power, so I'm putting a bit of power on and I'm off. So it is doable. That's not a big hill, shall I have to say. On a bigger hill, you will struggle. So let's move to a bigger hill. So I'll just go round here. Oh, here we come. We're going to stop on this hill and we're going to move off on this steep hill. Now it's quite steep. You can see how steep it is. So I'm just going to pull over. It's a little bit further away from the roundabout. Braking, clutching. Bit more handbrake there, rolling backwards slightly. So yeah, this is a lot steeper than the last one. So that last one we pulled off very slowly on a hill. It definitely needed power to move off to build some speed up. So if you're going to pull off on a hill and not put any power on, it's going to pull off slowly. So if you want to pull off with speed, you're going to struggle. So I'm on the clutch, into first gear, a little bit of biting point. You can see the rev counters drop down to just under half of rev. So it's about 500 revs per minute. Take the handbrake off and it's holding it on the hill, just about. The car is feeling like it's struggling, it needs power. But if I want to pull forward, it's struggling, the car's struggling to get up a hill. It's asking for power, all right? And what some people do, say, well, I get quite good at driving, they say. So what I do is I have my foot on the clutch, foot on the brake, and I go clutch, gas, and I'm off. Little roll then, wasn't there? It's not the sort of thing I want to do. So I'll demonstrate it again because it's quite quick then, because I've done it quick because it's going to roll backwards. So what they're doing is they're lifting the clutch up, getting towards the biting point, but not actually getting the biting point. They're getting towards it. So that left foot's coming up slowly. So I'm doing it in slow motion. Getting towards the biting point, and as they come off the brake, they go gas, biting point. And they're kind of doing it that way. So they're kind of thinking they're actually lifting the clutch up. So clutch is up, went for the gas, and that's what tends to happen. So what happened then is a typical sort of thing where people come to me and they've been taught clutch then gas, which is the lift to the biting point and stall, because they're going for the gas afterwards, but there's a delay. So I'll just restart the car. So what people do is and I'll demonstrate it again, they're actually on the brake and they're lifting the clutch up, getting towards the biting point. And if they go too high and the foot's on the brake, they're going to stall. You can feel it struggling. It's quite on me. And say, what's happened? Well, it's cut out. So what I say to them is, don't get to the biting point if you're going to do it this way. Just get halfway and you're going to have to go gas biting point. Because if you just come off the brake, it's struggling, see? It's just about holding it on a hill. So what you got to say is, got to go gas biting point. And you'll get away with it then. So it can be done, but I won't recommend it. I won't recommend it because what I tend to do is go gas, biting point. It's smoother. It pulls away every time, man. Okay. But people want to do it that way, and that's their choice. It's up to them. But if you want to pull away on a hill and you don't want to use the handbrake, because some people say, well, I don't want to use my handbrake. I want to not use my handbrake. I want to use my foot brake. Then there's got to be precision, so it needs to be practiced. And if you're stalling doing it this way, which is foot on the brake and doing it this way, then you need to say to yourself, the handbrake works gas and biting point that way. But it will work this way. It just takes precision. So foot's on the brake, lifting towards the biting point, but not at it, just below it, and go gas and biting point. See? Not perfect. No, it's not the sort of way I do it. But with practice, you get better at it. But ideally, you want to go gas, biting point, no roll, and you're pulling off smoothly. Okay, so I'm hoping it helps you on this little bit about pulling off without gas. The hill's quite steep. If it does, fantastic, and I'll see you on the next video.